for a landfall a little bit later on this afternoon. This is sort of the 3D imagery, kind of gives you that overview of the storm. You can see the center of the storm right here. There actually is some clouds now wrapping around, and that's kind of important because it does show it continues to strengthen it and maybe try to make that last push to become a hurricane right before landfall. It may run out of time, so yet to be seen. These are the latest advisory winds of 60 miles per hour with Fred moving to the north at 10. The pressure continues to drop, so we are seeing a deepening, strengthening storm here. And it's kind of losing some of that comma shape. When they're that comma shape kind of spread out like that, that means they're weak. Generally, we see that with tropical storms. With hurricanes, things begin to wrap up a little tighter around the center. And that appears to be what this is trying to do. I think at the next update, we'll probably be seeing a slightly stronger storm. I just don't know if it'll get strong enough to get all the way up to hurricane strength. It's got to get up to 74 for that. So it may be not enough time for that. Regardless, the actual wind speed is probably not going to be the story with this storm. It's going to be the rain, and a lot of it for folks in the panhandle, especially around Panama City, Apalachicola, Cape San Blas here, Port St. Joe, Mexico Beach, all these areas really getting inundated with rain. And look at the change. I mean, you go just a little to the west and there's nothing. In fact, we're having a really nice day here for us along most of our area. And I talked about this a lot yesterday, that coming in this far to the east will actually give us a nice day because we get this nice north breeze, temperatures aren't too hot, and it's actually fairly comfortable outside. Here's the current forecast track that, as we've gone through the morning, keeps getting shifted a little bit farther and farther over to the east. And right now, basically, it's right through Panama City, the center line of the track, and we're getting pretty close to that landfall. Sometime probably about 5, maybe 6 o'clock this afternoon. So, we're just a few hours away from that. This little peninsula that sticks out, that's St. Joseph State Park is right here. It's called Cape San Blas and St. Joseph Peninsula. That sticks out right there. Looks like that's going to be right on the right-hand side of this. And this peninsula became an island after Michael a couple years ago, so they don't need any more damage there, but looks like they're going to get a pretty good hit there on the right-hand side of Fred this afternoon. All right, so let's check out your FUTURECAST. I mean, you can see, watch here, this is Okaloosa County. So our viewing area starts here at Okaloosa County. We anticipate that we'll get some pretty heavy rain at times there today, but once you go even a little farther to the west than that, pretty much nothing. Now, there'll be a few showers that kind of break away, so don't be terribly surprised if you don't get a quick light shower at some point this afternoon coming off this storm. But there it is, making landfall around Panama City at 6 this evening, and a few showers breaking away and heading through our area, but just a few. So rain chances really not that high because of how far east this thing decided to come on in, and it moves off by overnight tonight up towards Dothan, and we'll be completely done with it. All right, so here's how I kind of broke it down for you so you have an idea. Okaloosa County still has a chance of some heavy downpours. Santa Rosa, a few coastal areas of Escambia, and even into Baldwin County, there'll be some scattered squalls from time to time today. The rest of us, the vast majority of us, just some isolated light showers are possible really throughout the day. And like I said, it's going to actually end up being a really nice day because it's not going to be as hot as a normal August day. It's not going to be as humid as a normal August day. And we're going to have a nice little breeze throughout the day. So turns out to be a really nice day for us here across much of the area. Here, check this out. I mean, this really just goes to show it as well. This is the rain total possibilities. One of the models that just came in, and you can see Destin about an inch of rain, right? And then you head anywhere west of that, half an inch in Evergreen. Some of these areas doesn't even show any rain totals, so a lot of it's just going to be very, very light. But then as soon as you step off to the east of Destin, I mean, look at this. Destin to Panama City, 1 inch here, Panama City, which, not far, obviously, from Destin, 7.5 inches. Ponce de Leon, which is just to the north and east of Destin, 7.5 inches there, possibly. Dothan, 5.5 inches. So just a big swath of very heavy rain in a very narrow corridor there. That's what is going to happen most likely with Fred. So there's going to be some areas that do get a ton of rain out of this system. All right, so that's Fred. Next up is Grace. Grace is right now just a tropical depression, so weak storm. This forecast keeps going farther and farther south, so better and better news for the U.S. right now south of Jamaica is the cone is. That can keep it a tropical storm, so you can see how the wind speeds here as it goes here to the Bay of Campeche, it might become a hurricane. Now the reason why it keeps getting pushed south of the forecast is because there's a high pressure ridge that's going to be building in the next couple of days over our area. Our rain chances will be going down because of this. It's also going to act like an offensive line. That's what I always try to tell people. You got a high pressure ridge. There's two ways I describe it. One is like a big offensive line, like an Alabama offensive line, kind of pushes that storm away. Think of it like a mountain too. Storms can't climb over the mountain. They have to go around the mountain, and that's what this is going to have to do. So when we have these in place over our area, tropical storms or hurricanes can't get here, and that's what we're going to have later this week. We'll have that ridge in place. That'll push this storm to the south. There's no worries about Grace coming up our way. It's just no chance of it with that high pressure ridge in place, and that ridge is too big of a feature to be wishy-washy, to just sort of wash out and this thing make a completely different turn. That's just not going to happen. So we're looking good with Grace. That one will stay to our south. Folks, obviously in South Texas, will have to keep an eye on Grace, but not anywhere along the northern Gulf Coast. It won't be making that drastic of a turn. So that is Grace. Once again, here's a current look at the radar with Fred. Boy, that is a ton of rain right there in the eastern part of the Panhandle, going over from Panama City to Tallahassee, Apalachicola, just getting an absolute ton of rain from the system. And there are showers that break off here. So when this makes landfall, I think some of those showers will break off and come through our area. So I don't think we'll be completely rain-free today, but we're not going to have much. So enjoy your day. For most of us, it really will not be too bad. So here's how it looks the rest of the week. Remember I said that high-pressure ridge, rain chances go down. So we're not looking at big rain chances through the rest of the week. Temperatures will be heating on up. Pretty quiet week really ahead. Now this storm has passed us, or going to pass us by here today, and Grace is going to pass us by to the south. So we'll be doing pretty good. It'll be hot. It'll be fairly dry. There'll be a couple showers here and there. But really a quiet forecast here as we head through the middle part of August. Once again, if you're just joining, let me get right back to the top real quick. Fred is a tropical storm still, but it is strengthening out there today. It is definitely looking better organized. So often we see this in the Gulf where these storms sort of make that last minute push to get organized before they make landfall. And that seems to be what Fred is doing. It is just now beginning to really wrap itself around its center, and that's a sign of a strengthening, deepening storm. Right now it's got winds of 60 miles per hour. To get to hurricane, you got to get 75. So it's possible, but it's really close to land now. It's going to be difficult for it to do. So we're just talking about a few more hours here until it does make landfall. The center's right about here. That's the St. Joseph's Peninsula, Cape San Blas, and Panama City right here. It looks like it's going to be a Panama City landfall, or perhaps a Mexico Beach landfall right through here in Bay and Gulf counties here in Florida, and that is going to work its way up through here. So, and you can really see, look how much, this is the thing we've been trying to get across the last several days. We talk about the good side and the bad side of a storm. Keep in mind, the center is right here, and you've only got a few miles of rain on this side. Now look at the other side. It goes all the way over here. So you've got this huge area of rain there, and you've only got a few miles of it here. So that's why it's so critical to know with these storms exactly even which county it makes landfall can make a big difference to how much rain you end up getting, particularly if you're on this side of the storm. We're on the good side. It's going to miss us to the east. Very little rain in our area, just in Okaloosa County is probably getting about the most of it. There's the forecast path, like I said, basically straight through Panama City. And so you have it at Monday at 7:65 right here. So I figure about 4 or 5 o'clock making a landfall there in and around Panama City. So that's Fred. We'll be tracking here for you today. We're going to do updates here top of the hour here so we get new information. Of course, we'll let you know on Fox 10 TV. And of course, here at our Facebook page, we'll of course be keeping you updated as well here throughout the day. Have yourselves a good one. We will be catching up with you soon.